Nelle. It's a pleasure to have you today on the No More series where different people come on and tell what they decided to say no more to. So I know that you've been through a lot of different things, but if you had one area or obstacle in your life that you wanted to talk about that you decided to say no more to, what would that area or obstacle be?
I would say no more. Thank you for having me, number one. But I would say no more to the street life.
Okay, street life. That's a good area, girl. That's an area. Okay.
Come on.
And then I just want to put this out there for people that don't know. I do know you from that life, right? We both overcame. God is good. Snatched
Amen.
us out of darkness, snatched us out the street life.
Yes.
So I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell your story. But if you could, so the street life, if you can give our viewers a little insight about how life was in the street life, what did you operate in? What was that like for you?
Yeah, see, and a lot of times throughout my whole time I've always been transparent, but I always told people street life, but I didn't come out till this year telling what I was doing in the street life. And for me, it was a shame, but it was just like, it was the word. Even when I was in the street, I didn't like that word, prostitution. Like it never sat well with me. So I've dibbled in different stuff, but that's what I was known in the streets for, a prostitute, okay? I'm going with different men and they're married, whoever knows what they're going on to, and getting paid with them, you know? So basically with the street life, that also entails in, well, for me, drugs. I was doing cocaine every night, smoking weed, drinking alcohol, popping pills, doing all of it, you know? So that's what I mean by being in the street life. Some people will be street life, gang banging and all that. I did that when I was younger, but it really didn't take a toll on me as this did.
Okay. All right. And so I'm pretty sure my viewers already know my background about the prostitution and everything. If you wanted to tell a little about you know, I know there's rules and stipulations, but if you wanted to tell just a little bit about like maybe how your nights look, just to give insight, because you have to think we went through that, but we also experienced that to bring somebody else out, right?
Right.
And so it could be a young girl on here thinking, oh, the street life, prostitution, I can sleep with different men and get money. But if a younger girl is on here, just kind of give her a little insight of what that would look like.
Yeah, so I came from actually a 2-parent household, you know, and my parents came from a different country. I was a first generation American, and we moved from LA to Colorado, and they were very strict, you know. There were some things like clothes we couldn't wear, different stuff. So, you know, like we had everything we needed and wanted at sometimes, but it was never enough for me. So I started hanging out with wrong crowds and got caught up. I graduated and moved to Hawaii, then came back to LA. And that's when I got caught up with a pimp. So when the first night I went out and he bought me shoes, clothes, everything. First, he wasn't even no pimp. You know, they come at you, boyfriend type stuff, you know? So I'm like, okay, I guess like just wear this and go to the corner and tell dude, give me $100 for favors. And I'm like, all right. And the first night I made $1,500. So I'm like, what's this? Okay, hold on. But at the same time, you ain't keeping your money. Yeah, you're giving your money that you just made, you're giving it like, oh, okay, here goes here for an outfit, or they'll go buy it, or food, or whatever, your room or whatever, you know? So I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. But going on with it, you know, like there would be nights where when I was first in the game where, you know, I'm sitting there with how many different type of men, and then coming home with this money and then giving it to another man. But then when you grow in the game, which a lot of people think just because it's prostitution, just because they don't have to sleep with the men, it's still prostitution and human trafficking, because they get up, like I moved to Miami and then it's a whole different ball game. I meet girls who taught me, the game comes from the girls. So I meet girls who taught me, oh, you ain't gotta do nothing. We're sitting here, they're getting Rolexes, you know what I'm saying? Getting big bankrolls and everything out of just doing nothing. And I'm like, okay, I like this life better. So I got an adrenaline from it. I got hooked on the fast money and fast living. Like being in clubs with the famous people that nobody probably ever did, going shopping at places and they're giving you champagne and stuff that a lot of people ain't did. So like living that fast life kind of just, and then you get sucked in, you know? And then it's like, if you make $10,000 one night, what makes you think I'm ever gonna go to a job and work regular and they're gonna give me $8.50 an hour, you know? So it was that fast life, fast money, doing whatever you wanted type of life that kind of kept me, you know, going in it, because I was in it for about 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. So you got wrapped up in the fast life, as most people do that's involved in that. The money come fast, but it also go fast as well, right? We didn't think to invest that money. Right? We didn't think to invest any of that money. And so it's like easy come, easy go. If you could tell a little about the dark side of it, the abuse side of it, the how you get treated side of it, so that a young woman can understand that although the money is there, right? There is another side of it that's not talked about, because see, we have the songs and the music videos that show, you know, the dancers and exotic dancers and the money and the cars and the clothes, and that is real life, right? But then there's another side that the world doesn't glorify, but that's the side that causes the trauma and the pain and things you still got to heal from and stuff. And so just touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean like, because I had a pimp for some of the time, and the rest, once I figured out like, okay, I don't really need nobody, and I already like grew my reputation out there, so I really didn't get messed with. Like you can do it by yourself, but either way is not the right way. But when you're messing with a pimp, number one, money, if you don't have what they feel is sufficient enough, you're not coming inside. You're not, you can stay outside for days, you can stay whatever, they don't really care as long as you come in with the money. There was more like guerrilla pimps out there, and they would just beat you, you know what I'm saying? Like just for however they feel. And those are now people that I don't know, like abusive relationship people, but they will like just beat you. There was first of all, especially like in a household where it's many women and, you know, something happens or people are fighting and everything like that, like they would actually put hands and hurt girls. Like, and then even if they gave you black eyes and stuff like that, they will still send you outside. Like, yeah, you still have to make this money. The tricks, you know, there's some that we don't know who you're going in the room with. It's a whole serial killer. It's a whole whatever. You don't know what their type of person is. There's been many times where, I mean, I thank God that I'm as big as I am, so I kind of got out of a lot of things, you know, but there's a lot of times where, you know, these people are crazy, and they'll sit here, they'll give you money, do what they do to you, and then try to get their money back or try to hurt you, try to rape you, you know, try to do all that stuff. So it's a very deep, dark place. And I guess what I could say facades it or shapens it up is the money. You know, that's what makes it the bright side, because guess what? You just went through all that, but I can go buy what I guess is supposed to be sufficient for them, a Louis bag, you know what I'm saying? Or go buy some weed or go do something so they can mask what they really feel and how they really feel inside. But like literally I would get beat like probably, and for no reason, and the reasons would be for nothing, you know, like at least 4 times, 5 times a week, you know, like just for nothing. And I'm talking about, and you can't hit them back because these people gonna kill you.
Right.
These people gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like these people are really gonna hurt you, and they have no souls, no heart, no nothing.
Exactly. Thank you for that insight. And yeah, they don't. It's a lot of heartless people. Now that I think back, now that I'm out of it, and I think back, I say, what kind of man would really pimp a woman out? You know, like would you do that to your mom? Would you want somebody to do that to your daughter? And so when you out of it, and now you look at it from a whole different level, because you're not mentally
brainwashed,
manipulated. There you
Yes.
go. Brainwash. It's a lot of brainwashing that takes place in that lifestyle. And then when you come out of it, let's talk about coming out, because you out, girl.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on. Come on.
So, what practical step, well, not even before the practical steps, what made you realize that you had to give up the street life and it was time for you to just do something different? Be normal.
Yes. How I got out of it was really, I've been trying to, when I had my kids, I said I was going to stop. I actually left in 2013, went back to my parents' house, enrolled in school and everything, and that's when I stopped. But there was something like, my background was slaughtered. Yeah. You know, my background, prostitution, trespassing, grand larceny, stuff. My background slaughtered. I can't get a job. You know, so I'm staying at my mom's and I need money for what I need. So I found a strip club, and that's how I met my baby's father, my ex-husband, and had my kids. And then I'm like, okay, when I had my kids, I'm like, okay, I don't want to do no street life. When I came back to Vegas, I was not saying forced to, but I was like, if I didn't have any money, I knew where I can go get some money. So I would go out there, and every night when I would go, it doesn't matter how much money I made, every night I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, just something like, this is not for me anymore. Like, I didn't find the excitement in it anymore. It used to be real fun. We used to meet up with girls on the street and like, oh girl, what you just did? Ooh, I just said, ooh. No, you know, it just got to the point where I was just doing it because I need the money and I'm gonna go home to my kids. And then I'm like, okay, this is not safe. Like, I can't be doing this. I was always paranoid. I was like, okay, this is not it. One day, I let somebody come to my house. I was drunk. I had like probably $6,000 saved up. Her and her baby daddy, I think, were going somewhere, and I was taking them to the Greyhound, but we were waiting for the time to come. I fell asleep. They stole all my money, my rent, all my money. They stole everything. And that's when I went out that night, I made the money right back, and I said, Lord, take it away. I said, I don't care if I'm down to my last dollar. I'll never do this again. I was like, these people that I'm meeting, these people that I'm bringing into my household where my kids sleep, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't do this anymore. Let me rewind a little bit. It was also the point where I was going through a separation and leaving my husband, and my kids were with my mom at this point because she was helping me out. So it was just like postpartum depression. I just had my baby was 4 months, you know what I'm saying? It was just so much. And then I was just like, I have to give it up. I went to my first 3-day, because I'm a life coach. And so I went to the transformation, like it was a whole 3 days, and that was just transformational. And after that, I was just like, came back, I can't do these same things. And I've always known Jesus. We went to church, but the relationship part is what I never had. Like, of course, they tell you to pray, go to church, read the Bible and stuff, but the actual relationship I never had. So I just got on my knees and I said, Lord, I don't want this no more. I don't care if I'm down to my last dollar. I will trust and believe in you. I know you will make a way and provide it. And let me see, maybe 2 weeks from now, I think it will be 2 years.
Yes.
Yes.
Girl, yes. Girl, I'm excited, girl, because it's like to know you then, see you operate. We were both operating in the same kind of chaos, and then just for us to kind of meet again.
Right.
In this point in our life, we're both life coaches. We both took a total 360 in our mind and everything. And so it's just amazing to see. Like, you never know who you're amongst, right? Exactly. And you never know the path God is going to take you down.
Yes.
Right? And so that's why I don't write people off. That's why I'm very big on, if I see somebody prostituting, if I see somebody on drugs, I'm not quick to throw them away. Yeah. You know, and I don't condemn them either, but I love them because you never know who God is going to use. And you're just looking at them in a season, but not knowing that season is a part of their testimony, because they coming out on top and they coming to set the captives free. Okay.
Yes.
Don't get me preaching on here. But,
come on.
But as far as like your mindset, and like, just tell us now, like, where your mind is, the peace you have, the joy you have, and you know, talk about it.
And it's straight joy. And I'm gonna tell you, walking in this journey is nothing light. this journey is not easy. This is nothing light. This is something that you have to be all in for. You have to be ready for obedience. You have to be ready for discipline. You have to be ready to fully surrender and want to do this with all your mind. You can't just say one thing and not do the other thing with your heart. You must operate in full surrender. So like in the beginning, it was so lonely. I now know the difference between lonely and being alone. You know, in the beginning, I've always been surrounded with people. I've always been the life of the party. I've always been the turn-up queen. I've always been that person. So in the beginning, I always just needed to be around people. Like, oh my goodness, okay, what are you doing all by myself? Let me just go over there. Oh yeah, let's just go this and that. I'm like, okay. I finally found peace where, guess what? I'm like, I'm by myself. It's quiet. I love this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I get to, and then I'm starting to read the word. So I'm like, I'm memorizing it, applying it, and becoming the word, you know? So that's dropping. Then I'm praying on top of that. Lord Jesus, drop everybody that don't have nothing to do with me. Drop anybody that doesn't have to be in this, and that's not around in this point in my life that is not gonna help me flourish in this season. You know what I'm saying? So once God starts showing me stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm leaning not on my own understanding. Whatever you have for me, I know it's for me and it's for the good, you know? And like, just right now, like, nobody's saying it's perfect. I'm not where I was. I'm not where I'm supposed to be, but I'm right where I'm supposed to be right now, you know? Yeah. And it's just like, I just feel so free, you know? And even sometimes I know there's like, I have problems right now, you know, like financial and this different stuff, but I know I believe in a God that raised people from the dead and can and makes miracles. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I know there ain't nothing. I know that ain't nothing impossible for him. You know, so I just keep my faith, and it's just like I feel being a better mother, and not like, you know, when I was drinking and coming in home, I don't want to irritate it all the time and yelling at them stuff they didn't deserve, you know? So I just feel like 100% better. Like, I just feel so much like peace, patience. I just feel just the fruit.
That's the fruit.
Yes.
Absolutely. Girl, I love it. I love it. And if you could leave an encouraging word to a young girl, say somebody that haven't even stepped off into that lifestyle, but she's curious about it. You got to think kids are seeing a lot of stuff. They're on social media. They're seeing all kind of things, you know, and the world glorifies this lifestyle. The world tries to make it seem like, ooh, it's so fascinating and it's all good. What words of encouragement would you give to that young lady?
I would say don't do it. Oh my goodness, sorry. I would say don't do it. A bird just flew in my garage, sorry. I would say don't do it, but a lot of people, you need experience, you know? You need to, I guess what causes your testimony is going through something. So a lot of people, that's what they need to try to say, you know, don't do it. But I will let them know that even if you don't even want to go into this lifestyle, follow God. The journey might not look like something that you want right now, but it's always going to work out at the end. At the end, you will have victory. Trust in the Lord. You know, don't be of this world, because this world will tell you right now, if you wanted to be of this world, go get a BBL. What else they be doing? Whatever they be doing. You know what I'm saying? To say, this is how we're supposed to look. This is how we're supposed to act. This and this, you know? So everything that the world is doing, do the opposite. Follow God, and he will show you the way. You know, all I would say is get a relationship with God, and he will show you your purpose. He will show you your line of direction where you're supposed to go. All you need is alignment with the Lord, and everything falls into place. Might not be on your time, but it's going to be on his time, and his time is the right time. Come on.
Yes. Yes. And you know what? This is why I do this. Like, I love seeing people of all walks of life go through stuff. Like, I don't want to sit I don't want to sit and listen to somebody that never did anything. You
Yes.
always been right with the Lord. You always
Right.
been doing good. Like you ain't never experienced no hardship. I like to hear people that was like, I was down in the rut. You hear me?
Yes.
Like my mind was all messed up. But then I ran into somebody named Jesus, not in
Come
the church,
on.
by relationship. And when I started to commune with him, and when I started to just talk and just tell him how I feel and be honest with him and tell me what areas of my life hurt and tell him to come on in and heal me in those broken areas. That's the kind of conversation I love. I love it. I love it. And that's what No More is all about. It's about people saying, hey, yep, I've been through this, but I decided to say no more. And no, the journey is not easy, but I'm going to continue to press forward, and I'm going to continue to stay obedient to the Lord. And it may not always look good, but I know that if God be for me, who can be against me?
Come on.
Listen, I'm trying not to preach so bad. This ain't even that type of thing. But I'm telling you, like, I live for that. I love it. I love it. I love it because God will take the foolish things.
Come on.
Honey, he will take the foolish things and show people, hey, yeah, that's who my hand is on.
Yeah, I mean, God blesses the mess.
Yes.
Okay. If you ain't got nothing to mess, if you ain't got no mess, what he gonna bless? You've been blessed, true. Right? Oh no, he want the ones down in the gutter. He want the ones that nobody count on. He wants the ones that people keep talking about. Oh,
Come on.
Okay.
He wants the ones that they wrote off.
Come on. Don't count me out.
Never be nothing.
Don't count me out.
Why? Because their heart is pure.
Yes.
Why? Because they've been in some places and they know if it had to be God to do this.
That's it.
And you continue to give him credit. You don't take the credit for nothing because you know that you was a mess.
Exactly.
And you know that it was only him that brought you out.
Exactly.
Now, I love you.
I love you.
And I am so excited that God snatched you up out of the street life. And just to see you here today, just smiling and just a whole different person than I remember years ago. Yeah. And so it's just amazing.
I got chills. Oh.
Yes, you are a life coach, and I would love for you to tell our viewers how they can connect with you. Give them all of your information.
Yeah, okay. I'm a personal trainer and I'm a health and life coach. My Instagram is nowisthetime_wellness. My website is NITT wellness .com. And my Facebook is Now Is the Time Coaching. Okay. And that's where you guys can find me. I do one-on-one training, personal training, group training, coaching for health. If you want to reverse any, to get a jump start on your health journey, or life problems or anything like that. What I like to do, I work with. My niche is the single busy mothers. Okay, I empower them with the 3 F's: faith, food, and fitness. Yeah. And we transform their life around. Okay, with those 3 F's, you can't go wrong. Okay, because we got, just like we feed our mind with God and fill our spirit, we also need to feed our right foods in our body to be able to keep this temple up that we have as well. And I just destroyed this temple. So for God to give me another chance to keep it up, that's why I say I could even be here talking to you right now, because everything I done did, all I gotta do is thank the Lord. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
I love it. I love it. Well, I do want to thank you again for just being super transparent and telling your story about overcoming the street life. It don't even matter because you're free. It don't even matter,
Delivered. Yes.
Yes. So you continue to go forth and be great. We will definitely connect again. I love you so much.
I love you too. Day. You as well, love. And we have to link up in person.
Yes. Coming soon.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Okay, you too.
All right. Bye-bye. Love you.